Air is a brand new movie that just hit theaters on April the 6th. The film is about a true story about Sonny Vaccaro, played by Matt Damon, who is a shoe salesman at Nike for the Nike basketball department. When he's the idea that he wants to build a whole shoe line around signing Michael Jordan, while Nike is currently third on the tadpole of getting basketball sneakers alongside Converse and Adidas. Working with him on this project is Rob Strasser, the marketing head of Nike basketball in the mid-'80s, played by Jason Bateman. You also have Phil Knight, the person who runs and created Nike, played by the director of the movie, Ben Affleck. You also have David Falk, who is the agent of Michael Jordan, played by Chris Messina. You have Chris Tucker, who plays Howard White, one of the instrumental aspects of signing Michael Jordan. Also, you have Marlon Wayans as a person who leads instrumental in leading Matt Damon's character into the gut reaction of wanting to sign Michael Jordan. And then we also have Viola Davis, who plays Dolores Jordan, the mother of the great Michael Jordan, who is the head of the house and wants what's best for her son. The film is, as I said, also directed by Ben Affleck, and it's the first movie of the production company now of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. The film is 1 hour and 51 minutes, and it's rated R. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks. We're talking about Air. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell, do other movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and box office breakdown shows. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. First of all, did you hear about this story beforehand? If you've seen the movie, did you like the movie, not like the movie? If you have not seen the movie, tell me, is this a movie that you feel like you just want to watch at home? Are you going to check it out? Do you like sports? Do you not like sports with your unlikable sports? Is that what's keeping you away from the theater? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, please like the video, guys, the thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel. So I was so pumped for this movie. Again, if you're not familiar with me, I'm a huge sports fan. I am addicted to sports. So anytime there's like a sports related movie that gets me excited, especially when you get this project about the crazy story of how Nike changed really the whole business about sneakers and really athletes' likeness with their signing of Michael Jordan. And it is an unbelievable story. So I was very excited to see that. Obviously, the combination of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon is iconic as ever. And Affleck, for me, I like him more as a director than actor. And especially when you get Argo and The Town, he's just a great director. Then pairing up with his obviously lifetime best friend in Matt Damon, I was very excited for this movie. And right off the bat, my positives, then my negatives, then my score. I believe that this movie is absolutely fantastic from beginning to end. It's an edge of your seat movie that really has no basketball in it. It's an edge of your seat movie that's about business and getting a deal done. I think what's really crucial too about this movie is that for someone like me who isn't too in depth about the business and what's the actual business of what's going on, the movie doesn't go over your head. It keeps you locked in from the moment the movie starts, from the moment the movie ends. And another strong part of the movie, obviously, the story is unbelievable here. But what's also unbelievable are the characters. They are flawed characters. They feel like everyday people. They don't feel larger than life. And that's what's so crucial in these biopics, is casting not just the main character, but characters in this whole movie. Everyone just feels like a real person. And that obviously comes through the most with Matt Damon as Sonny Vaccaro, who is this movie. He's in every single spot of the movie. And Matt Damon is, of course, the best at playing the everyman in these movies. It's a very similar character they kind of been playing, obviously, as of late with even Ford versus Ferrari, kind of like a sports film. But Damon plays this movie so great. He has so much to lose, but he risks his whole livelihood, his whole career on one player. And Matt Damon is absolutely fantastic in this movie. The other person who basically steals this entire movie is Chris Messina as David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent. There are a couple of phone calls in this movie that Sonny and David have, the Matt Damon and Chris Messina's characters have, and they are the funniest scenes I've seen in a movie in a long time. My theater was absolutely dying for this agent to get Nike guy throughout the entire film. Another part that I was really pleasantly surprised by was the inclusion of Jason Bateman in this movie as the marketing head of Nike basketball. And at the time, Nike didn't have any major athletes with their shoes. Honestly, today it's different. But what they did with Jason Bateman's character is that at first I was kind of worried. I was like, he kind of has no character to him whatsoever. And then around the halfway mark of the movie, Bateman's character has a conversation with Damon's character, and it really puts into perspective, not just is Sonny putting himself, his career, his resume on the line with this move, but he's also putting people who have a lot more to lose than him. And I found that conversation was probably one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie, the conversation that Damon and Bateman have in the movie, because Bateman does have a lot more to lose than Damon. And the idea of Sonny just not thinking about everyone. Obviously, his career is on the line. He has this gut reaction. He's confident. But the question is, all these other people have so much more to lose than him. I actually find that to be very compelling in the movie. As I said, the director of the movie, Ben Affleck, is also playing Phil Knight, who runs Nike, and he's also fantastic. He has a lot of really great scenes with Damon. They share a lot more on-screen time than I was thinking heading in. Also, another huge plus, Chris Tucker is also fabulous in the movie, especially when it comes down to trying to woo the Jordans. Chris Tucker, who needs to be working more often. I think it's only his second movie in the last 10 years, which is just so disappointing. He needs to be acting more. Obviously, Rush Hour 4 is in development, but I just think Chris Tucker's a really good actor. He's not just a comedian. He also, yes, he adds in a lot of the comedy into the movie, but he's another guy who's just a good human being who's trying to help out his friend Sonny. Another great aspect of the movie is Viola Davis as Dolores Jordan, who, based on reports and what Ben Affleck's even said, when he talked to Michael Jordan, the only thing Michael Jordan asked of him to make this movie was for Viola Davis to play his mom. And Viola Davis, if you know Michael Jordan's mom, if you've seen all the documentaries or this or that, she encompasses MJ's mother. She is the head of the house. Nothing gets by her. And yes, Viola Davis, it doesn't have that flashy, over-the-top, 3-minute speech that I think most award voters look for in supporting performances. But what she is subdued. She knows what she wants, and she wants to get it. She doesn't have to scream about it. She can talk at a normal volume, and I think Viola Davis is tremendous in this movie. And her scenes opposite Matt Damon are fabulous in the movie. And Viola Davis is not someone you can just woo. And she wants to know truly what her son is walking into, which means what her family is walking into. And Viola Davis is truly fabulous in this movie. I think a lot of people are finally realizing that she is one of, if not probably the best working actress right now in Hollywood. And I think a lot of those snubs for Woman King might help her moving forward as people really realize how great of an actress Viola Davis really has been for the last 15, 20 years. And that really continues playing MJ's mother in the movie. Another great aspect of the movie is that MJ is not in focus. And Michael Jordan is in the movie, but only from behind, because that's not what the movie is about. Is that who is cast as Michael Jordan? The movie is about the people who made one bet that could have gone easily wrong in a day or two, which was signing Michael Jordan to this. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. This contract that they do. It's an absolutely amazing and jaw-dropping story. How all these people are still seen as nobodies to the general public, but they're the geniuses behind what has turned into one of the most successful brands in the world, which is not just Nike, but Air Jordan. And I think it's an absolutely amazing story. As I said, it's edge of your seat, especially for a climax of a movie to be a business scene between Matt Damon, Jason Bateman with Ben Affleck, Chris Messina, Viola Davis, Chris Tucker, just a business pitch scene. For a pitch scene to be the climax of the movie, and for me to be such on the edge of my seat, just shows you how great the writing is as well. I think the script is honestly the best part of the movie. And what's shocking is this is from writer Alex Convery. Hopefully I'm saying his name right, or her. It doesn't have a picture on IMDb. But this is Alex Convery's first credit for anything. Convery is a co-producer on the movie and the writer for the movie, and this is Alex's first ever feature movie credited script and producing, and it's an absolute fantastic script. That's a very similar to Sorkin, where it's very quick, it gets to the point, but it keeps you energetic throughout the entire film. And I just really, really appreciated the script. The cinematography was also great by Robert Richardson, who of course has won 3 Oscars for being he's won 3 Oscars, including for Hugo, The Aviator, and JFK. He also did the cinematography for Born on the 4th of July and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Great cinematographer, and he does a fabulous job here. Also, but Ben Affleck does behind the chair as a director, continues to be fabulous. He is one of the best working directors today. And while he hasn't directed a movie since the very disappointing Live by Night back in 2016, he is, again, an Academy Award worthy director. Obviously, his movie won Best Picture at the Oscars in Argo in 2012. Of course, he wrote Good Will Hunting. This guy is made for this type of movie. And you can tell that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon just love sports, and it comes through with the passion that this movie has. There's not any sports being played, but you can feel the love of sports in this movie. It's a heartwarming, crowd-pleasing movie that keeps you on the edge of your seat. I just thought Air was absolutely fantastic. My only nitpick is I do think towards the 3rd act of the movie, it does get a bit too montage heavy throughout the 3rd act. And while the first, I would say 90 minutes of the 1 hour, 15-minute movie really go by quickly, I do think the ending kind of drags just a bit. And I actually would have liked to see Chris Tucker's character a bit more on screen, especially when they tell you what his character meant to Michael Jordan. I actually would have liked to see Chris Tucker's character just a bit more included in the movie. But overall, this is definitely going to be one of the best movies you'll see all year long. I absolutely think Air is a fantastic movie that I hope lasts all the way to awards season. I'm going to give Air a 4.5 out of 5, a 95% for Air. What are your thoughts on this movie? Subscribe, ring the bell, comment. I'll see you guys soon.